Here we are, being driven in a Land Rover Defender. This is an HSE model with the 3 litre V6 engine in it. Now, before anybody says it's a big car, it's a 110 version, and it is narrower than a Vauxhall Insignia Estate, and it is shorter than a Vauxhall Insignia Estate. So the car is not that big. I would slow down for this person. Somebody there on their phone, which I could see, which isn't helpful. And I'm sitting way back here. I've got plenty of leg room, and I'm 6'1". I'd stop, let them come through. That way they hit you, they pay the bill. And I hope you can see, well, you can't really, because we're going through. If you just go gently, because that's it. You sit quite high in the back of this, I've noticed, so you're not really. Now if you go really slowly over here, and that is a deep rut there. I would slow right down here. Go up on the verge there, it won't be a problem with this. And you can see we're going through mud there, and it's not a problem with it. It really isn't a problem. Everything with this car it takes in its stride. Now the great thing about Land Rover is you hear all these reliability issues that are supposed to happen. First of all, social media. If you get 10 people with a boil, everybody's got a boil. Now Land Rover give you a 3-year warranty with this car that you can pay £800 a year for the next 8 years, and that warranty will continue. So basically you've got 11 years warranty or 100,000 miles. This car has a depth gauge in it, where if you're wading through water, it tells you how deep you should go. This car has a full-length panoramic sunroof, which is nice. Now, what you've got to be careful of with these cars is the options list. They have an options list as long as your arm. So before you buy one of these, have a look at the options list. This is the HSE, which has the widescreen, I believe, for standard on this year 2023, and it has the expensive sound system. Now, this car has Apple CarPlay. However, don't go too close to those trees, you don't want to scratch the paint. It has Apple CarPlay, but it doesn't have wireless charging. So if you want to charge your phone, you've got to plug it in. However, the car does have wireless Apple CarPlay. The seats are air conditioned. It has adaptive cruise control. It's basically loaded with everything that you would expect from a vehicle like this. And the trouble is, what you cannot see is how awful these roads are here. They're absolutely awful. This has Magnatec air suspension, which is a real breeze. What do you think of it compared to a Suburban or a Tahoe?
I feel higher up, strangely enough.
You might be a little bit. What about the ride?
Yeah, it's good, just as good.
You know, you can't. I mean, these are an expensive car. Don't get me wrong. I think the HSE starts at about 85,000. And look, if you can afford it, basically you have it. It's like when we're in Suburbans and Tahoes in the States. I mean, they're $80,000, $90,000 cars, and they really, really are a nice drive. Now, if you have to take this in to the dealer, they don't give you a Fiat Panda, and I'm not taking the mick because we used to have 2 of those. They give you a Discovery. So they do look after you, and this car has 2 buttons on the dash where you press 1 and it contacts Land Rover, and you press another and it calls the police. Now, you hear a lot of social media talk about the Range Rover being the most stolen car. Now, what they've done is they've upgraded the security system on this. So this car, if anybody opens the door, it will tell you on your phone. So basically, somebody opens the door, it tells you on your phone, you go downstairs and you blow their heads off. It's as simple as that, which is superb. The security, they have updated an awful lot. Land Rover realised they had a problem. The most stolen car in the UK is the Ford Fiesta. The next is the Range Rover. This is not a Range Rover. However, just as an update, the Land Rover have offered an update to their cars to make them not so easy to steal. It would be easy to steal the crown jewels. It's so loaded with security kit, it's a struggle to get into your own car. No, I'm only exaggerating, but you just cannot, it's difficult. Now, the one part of this car that is vulnerable is the full-size spare on the back. However, if you've got any sense, you load it with locking nuts, because the chances are you're not going to use it, you're not going to take it off, it's just there.
It's very quiet.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is a different league. It's smaller than a Range Rover as well. The larger, as I've said, it's smaller than the Vauxhall Insignia Estate. So if anybody's worried about the size, it just looks big because of its height, but it's not. The larger one is the 130, that's longer. So if you go skiing a lot, it's perfect. But as I've said before, it doesn't promote driving like a lunatic, and that's not because it's a poor car. It's because it is just I mean, it looks amazing, but it is such an amazing cruiser. You probably just heard that. That was a sewage hole. But I didn't even... As I've said, it's not the same ride quality as a Range Rover, but it doesn't claim to be. However, while the Range Rover's off-road abilities are very, very good, this is better. Take this back a little bit so you can see. Zoom it forward. And Susan's never driven one of these before. What's it like to drive, and can you speak up, please?
Yeah, it's good. Very comfortable, quiet.
What about
higher up than I think you actually are.
What's the vision like as far as you're concerned driving it?
Yeah, it's okay. It's good. Very big mirrors, side mirrors.
I forgot to mention that, so you've got loads of vision. I'll put your foot down just to give a quick demonstration to the floor. And the pickup, superb, plenty of there we go. and you can see, you can hear it. It goes like a scolded cat. It's about 35 to 45 to the gallon. If you bash the socks off it, then obviously it's not going to be, you're not going to get that much. Now here you've got to be turning, you've got to be careful turning left here. I'm going to try and show you how bad this road is. It's absolutely awful, and that slight rattling in the back is not the car, it's my tripod. I mean, this road is absolutely awful. Just a point to note, I'm in the middle seat and it will only let me use the seat belt for the middle seat. So when you've got the seat belt catch where you push it in, it doesn't work unless you do the middle seat. Yeah, stay away from those trees. If you can drive straight past the entrance we came out of. And you can hopefully see here, this road is awful, absolutely awful. And we're just going through it. Right, I would bash your horn. I'll just slow right down now and bash your horn. Keep your hand on it, keep your hand on it because of cyclists. Slow right down, slow right down. And here we go. Going up a muddy, you didn't even feel going up that slope there. And you could see exactly, so if you keep going, just keep going, keep going. And you can see why we bashed our horn at the top of that hill and we went slowly. And I hope you've enjoyed this quick rundown of this vehicle and a short drive. Thank you very much for watching. And it's a Land Rover Defender 110 300 HSE. Thank you.